my denizens of the deep. It is your host Poseidon TCG, or Neptune OCG for our regular viewers, and I'm here with another Master Duel deck profile, specifically involving the N&R Rarity Festival. Now, the deck I chose for the Rarity Festival was quite simply Yosenju's. Yosenju's is the anti-meta pick, and from what I'm seeing and from what I'm understanding, Megaliths and Metalfoes are basically the uprunners. They're the guys that are kind of showing up, so I think Yosenju's are good enough to be able to actually contend. That's just my opinion, and it could be just genuinely conjecture, but that is neither here nor there. Let's just jump right into it. So, the Yosenjus all have two common shared effects, one shared effect, and then a commonly shared effect to be precise. The absolutely shared effect amongst all the Yosenjus is once per turn, during the end phase, if this card is normal summoned this turn, return it to your hand. So every single Yosenju monster bounces back to their hand. Now the shared effect that is most common with them is if this card is normal summoned, you can, immediately after this effect resolves, normal summon one Yosenju monster from your hand, except the one that shares its name. Using Kawamori as example, what I said, except Kawamori. So if you have two Kawamori number ones, then you can't normal and normal. But let's get on to each individual effect. So he probably has the best effect when it comes to breaking boards, and what we want to do, because as you can see, we do play Kaijus, is if you control another Yosenju monster, you can target one card your opponent controls and return it to the hand. You can only use its effects once while this card is face up on the field. So if this card gets compulsed, targeted, or banished, it cannot resolve. Then Kamui 2's effect is it can attack directly, but the battle damage is half. It helps us get into some sneaky wins over some decks, and it helps us with Kamui 3 guaranteeing a search, because when Kamui 3 sees another Yosenju monster inflict battle damage to our opponent, it lets us add a Yosenju card from our deck to our hand. So that includes the monsters and also the trap card that we play. And then we play one Yosenju Jotsu. It's basically an honest. We can discard it, make monsters that we control gain 1,000. It's an honest. Or the second effect, if this card is on the field, you can target one Yosenju monster on the field and make it gain 1,000. That includes itself. So, it can help it boost up to 2k. It can help this boost up to 26, 28, 26, 25, and then 18. And this is probably one of the arguably the best Yosenjus, because it has two effects. One, we can discard this, and then during this turn, your opponent cannot activate cards or effects when a Yosenju monster stirs is normal or special summon. So this basically guarantees our Yosenju monsters safely enter the board. And its second effect is if we control another Yosenju monster, draw one card. It basically replaces itself, and it guarantees our safe summons. But since this is being Yosenju's, we do play Kaijus. We play 6 Kaijus to be precise. 3 Godarla, 3 Jizukiru. I tried playing 9. That was too clunky. I didn't think it was worth it. Because Spell and Trap card, like back row hate, is not readily available in the format. So obviously we played 3 Mystical Space Typhoon. It is the best one in the format. I know it's a 1-for-1, but sometimes it helps us get there. And then we play other kinds of interruptions like Book of Moon, which does help us kind of mess with some plays. Like, it helps us stop somebody from Link summoning, XYZ summoning. Although it does kind of reset those flip monsters, you know. Be smart on how you use it. But we play Forbidden Chalice, which is I would argue, one of the top tier contenders, staples in the current game, because it is imperm that you could activate during the damage step. So that's good. I think it's good anyways. So now moving on to our pink cards, we play 3 Torrential Tribute. It's a deck that basically means Torrential Tribute doesn't hurt us because we normally bounce whatever the heck we've summoned. Most of the time. There are some times when we have a kaiju out, or, you know, we have to take that. But it is still a board wipe in a format with people spamming the board. So it's solid, it's good. Then we play 3 bottomless trap holes. So admittedly, there was a bit of a flex spot that I was kind of going back and forth and trying to fix and doing all that stuff. And you know what? I enjoyed bottomless trap hole. It helped me kind of screw over my opponents, especially when I was versus a Metalfoes player on stream where they pendulum summoned. Oh no, off stream. And when they pendulum summoned, I just flipped up a bottomless, removed 2 of their Voro Flames and their level 4 gold driver. So yeah, that just messes up their plays. So it's really funny and he lets you get away with that. Then we play Deinamiscus. It's a targeted banish. What more could you ask for? And then finally, the Yosenju Sword Swing card. This card is absolutely crazy. You play 3 because you want to resolve 3. Although it is a bit... Although I say crazy, it does have a downside because it does target. But let me jump right into what it does. If you control no monsters, which is the game plan 99% of the time, you can reveal up to 2 Yosenju monsters from your hand with different names, then target the same amount of face-up cards your opponent controls, return them to the hand. So, you know, it kind of sucks because we can't really, you know, bounce set cards, but, you know, face-up pendulum scales on our turn, face-up monsters that our opponent has on their turn is good. It also lets us bounce back Megalith ritual monsters when that happens. So, you know, when they're summoned anyways, not when they're, like, about to be a ritual. It's redundant, basically. So, you know, it is what it is. You play 3 because you want to see 3 and you want to resolve 3. Now, moving on to our extra deck. Our extra deck is kind of irrelevant because this is just a beat stick. This helps removal, but also helps us burn. Crazy blocks here is because it's a potential draw 1, discard 1, or a negation, or even a pop. 4 out of the 6 effects are good, and it's normal. Sometimes you just summon this and you know, keep it up. Like it is what it is. Diamond King Crab helps us literally out other idiots. So there's that. Maleficent Sin. It's removal. Sometimes it helps us get there and helps us, you know, kind of punch over. I don't really, like, the removal happens more often, but I don't really gain the 300 and just normally get removed by then. But it is what it is. Most of this extra deck doesn't honestly matter, to be quite frank. Then we play Fire Fist Domerdal. Spell and trap card and removal, and it helps us recur our spells and traps. We don't go into it very often, but here it is. You know what I mean? Pentastag for those piercing, for when we need piercing. Backtracker, because funnily enough, track black targeting a kaiju is a draw 1. As funny as that sounds. Then we have Berserker. It's a 3k beater. And then we play Horror, the desperate Doom Eel. Now this helps us kind of shuffle back our opponent's, like, monsters in the grave. This is very good against, you know, Dragon Maid, especially when they have the big dragons in the grave. We get to go into that thing, shuffle one of them away, and then, you know, have a good time. Basically removing that, although they do foolish, it is an option we have in the extra deck. As you can see, this deck is full of more rares than normal, so I will be putting up the price of this deck somewhere on the screen now. But there are many, many different ways of building Yosenju Kaiju in the NNR tournament, in the NNR Festival. This is just the way that Poseidon TCG does it. So, with that being said, I want to wish you guys the best of luck in all your guys' endeavors, and to remember to take it easy.